3, 2, 1. Listen, when your idol is Kodak Black, you're probably going to end up in some trouble eventually, right? Let's all be honest about that. When your idol is Kodak Black, you're going to get in some trouble. That being said, the Island Boys' home was raided, one arrested in connection with a drive-by shooting that killed an 8-year-old girl, or wounded an 8-year-old girl. I don't know yet on that. We're going to read the story in a second. I didn't read the whole thing. This is scary stuff, crazy stuff. It seems like they didn't really want anything to do with it, and there's some other details here that are crazy, and we're going to get to those details in a second. But while we do, if you're watching this on demand later, not live, feel free to skip ahead if you'd like. But for everybody else, we're waiting for this alert to go out big time to everybody. Make sure you guys vote on the poll in the chat. Plus the new $9 Brock Lesnar $9 for a fuck donation is back. Plus the 666 that's KANE. The donation is back, guys. Both of those legendary donos are back. There's a lot to say, a lot to talk about. It's me live on a Tuesday. Anything goes, and we're live with the show after this. Stick around, guys.
Easy music.
I'm an island boy. I'm full gazing. I'm an island boy. I put my vest on, yeah. I'm an island boy. Trying to make it to the top. From Caribbean, I'm an island boy. Yo, I'm an island boy.
Purchase your tracks today.
I'm an island boy. I'm an island boy. Yo, I'm an island boy, trying to make it to the top. If you don't like me, you can suck my fucking cock. I'm worth a lot, cause I got so hot on TikTok. I can have your bot fucking shot, not for a lot. Think about that before you start to talk. Running the talk, yeah, end up in chalk on the floor like that. Don't fuck with me or you'll end up dead like that.
Easy music.
Island. I'm an island boy. I'm full-gazing. I'm an island boy. I'm amazing. Put my vest on, yeah. Trying to make it to the top. I'm an island boy from the Caribbean. I'm an island boy.
Purchase your tracks today.
A motherfucking island boy. Yo, I'm an island boy, trying to make it to the top. I'm an island boy, put my vest on, yeah. I'm an island boy, and I'm full-gazing. I'm an island boy, you might just get shot.
Easy music.
What up, chat? Make some noise. We're starting the show right now. Hit the like button. Bring it.
Fucking island boy. Yo, I'm an island boy. I put my vest on, yeah. I'm full-gazing.
Whoa.
I'm an island boy. Yeah.
I'm an Island Boy. It's a wonderful remake song. I've always got something up my sleeve. What's up, guys? I hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody's having a good time. I took this kind of Jamaican rap beat, and I just sped it up a little bit, and it actually works out really well with that style. I got to be honest. I hope you guys are all having a good day. The Island Boys are not. Their home was raided. They were not arrested, though. The Island Boys were not arrested. We're going to talk about, is wrestling dead? And why is wrestling dead? And talk a little bit about that. So there's some of that to talk about. We've all enjoyed the Island Boys, over the last year and a half. I think they were one of the best things to, during the pandemic that went, that was not important. They reminded us of better times, back when... when stupid shit was trending, just for no reason, and you were like, this is so dumb. But it's like, don't you miss that kind of when just stupid shit would trend? What does the fox say and all that stuff back in the day? Now it feels like it's back in the day now. It doesn't feel like back in the day still, but it is now become back in the day. even though that's not, you know, like, do you guys remember that when YouTube was so great that it was like funny songs were always trending and that was it? Now it's just like cancel Joe Rogan and politics of the world, COVID. You know, like, but don't you miss the times when it was fucking What Does the Fox Say? It was like the Yelvis guys, or for like a whole 7 months were the talk of the world. And before that, when, you know, like, that guy Psy, whatever his face was, fucking Gundam style. Like, that was like, everybody was, and remember we made fun of it too. We were like, wow, this is what people care about. And then we also used to say things like, oh, what are they distracting us from while we're laughing at fucking stupid shit like this? But don't you wish, wouldn't you trade it in at this point? Wouldn't you trade it in to go back in time, to go back to those times? Like, just for the love of God, send us back to those times at this point, right? Send us back to those times of fucking Gundam style and whatever, you know? So, you know, the Island Boys coming out with their goofy TikTok, although the only difference is, you know, this was completely stupid, you know, and this was just, you know, like, we're sitting in the pool saying we're Island Boys. Like, it was fucking, you know, whatever, though. You take it over whatever's going on now. You take it over people's, like, shows being canceled. You know, like, free speech and talk speech and speaking and ideas are being canceled. You know, you would take those times over these times, I would assume, at this point. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, dude, Bad Bunny would mop the floor with these guys. Dude, Bad Bunny would obliterate the Island Boys. I got to be honest. No hate towards the Island Boys, but, I mean, listen. Bro, he would destroy these guys. So the Florida home of the Island Boys was raided and led to the arrest of a fatal drive-by, or led to an arrest of one. The Florida home of the Island Boys was the scene of police raid that led to an arrest. And the arrest was in the case of a fatal drive-by, so the person was killed. An 8-year-old girl was killed by this, allegedly. I'm assuming they don't have the wrong person, though. According to TMZ, this fucking idiot retard killed an 8-year-old girl in a drive-by stupid shooting thing. By the way, once I found out about Coral Springs, Florida, that explains everything. The good thing about Coral Springs, Florida, when I was down there, was people seemed pretty chill, and it was a nice area, it seemed like. You know, Coral Springs is a pretty nice area, it feels like, when I was down there. But, man, I will tell you that some of the people in that area of Florida are they're a couple sandwiches short of a picnic. They are dumb, some of the people down there. I started to notice it. Like, the street smarts that I had from being up here in Boston and in Massachusetts, I don't know what it is, but in that part of Florida, some of the people out there were just, like, mongoloidish. Like, they didn't know what they were talking about. Like, it didn't matter what race, either white, whatever you were. It just, people were so chill and delusional about life, it was wild. Like, they're the type of kids down there that, like, if you were like, hey, you know, check the spark plug in the lawnmower, they would be like, what's a lawnmower? Like, they like just dumb. I don't know what that is. I don't understand why that is. But I'm talking about any kid. It didn't matter. Not everybody. Listen, not everybody. It just seemed to be, to me, when I was down in Coral Springs, Florida, that a lot of the kids out there were really stupid. Like, thin, skinny, almost like baked on weed, stupid. Like, most of the people down there, like, that I met. I don't know why. They were nice, and I had fun hanging out with them. But if, like, a fight were to break out or something happened to us that was threatening, I don't think any of them were going to defend us. Like, I think it would have been up to me. And I don't even like that sort of thing. But, I mean, these kids were, like, limp-wristed, skinny. Like, yo, you know what I was thinking of doing?
I was thinking, like, yo, I get a new tattoo right here because I've been dreaming a lot about, like, this idea that, like, we're all on the ocean. Like that type of shit. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? Are you a person? Just so disconnected. Like, and then my friend got hit in the face with a bat when we were playing baseball because one of the kids was swinging the bat. We were having, like 12 kids were all playing baseball. And most of them were just very weak. And one of them threw the bat and it hit my buddy in the eye. And my friend wanted to kick the kid's ass, and the kid was terrified. And the kid that threw the bat was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do it." Like, it was like, what the fuck is going on out here, man? So I must have gone to the poor area, says Andre Lavandero. Maybe you're right. Is there a poor area? I think Coral Springs is pretty well off down there, man. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, from the people that I ran into out there, they were very soft. And I don't know, man. I think I'm pretty soft. Like, I'm a soft I'm not a tough person, I don't think. But the people down there were super soft. Like, it was weird. But we got a poll going. But anyway, I love Coral Springs. I love the area. In fact, it was one of the places I was like, man, I'd move here. You know, because the people are pretty calm, you know, but they're also kind of passive-aggressive-y. So maybe not, you know, I don't know. But I like, you know, the Island Boys, you know. When you worship Kodak Black, this is what's going to happen. Dude, your hero is Kodak Black. You grew up with Kodak Black. He's what the fuck? Ugh. So let's go ahead and take a look at the, who'll go to jail in the next 5 years. Wow. I would have picked, I got to be honest, I would have picked Kodak Black number 1. I would have gone Kodak Black because he's already been to jail twice, right? And he's retarded, so. But, man, the Island Boys are one of them. At least one of them goes to jail in the next 5 years. See, I'd like to think the Island Boys wouldn't do anything like this. But then again, you know, you never know. You know? Who knows? But one guy that they're so the guy, see, in my opinion, I think the Island Boys are like innocent, goofy idiots, you know, like lovable morons type of thing. That's my perspective of them. You know, they're lovable morons. I love them. You love them. You know, whatever. They're stupid, goofy, but they're fun. They're like funny. They're like whatever. But this guy that was at their house shot an 8-year-old girl. Now, maybe it was by accident, whatever. Who cares? You were firing a gun for no fucking real reason, it seems like. So this guy was like, when the cops were raiding the house, this guy allegedly was like, yo, hide my gun, hide this gun, hide this gun. And the Island Boys were like, no, what the fuck? What are you talking about? What's going on? No, we're not hiding your gun. And the police then broke in, and when the police broke in, he went and hid in a laundry room, and then the Island Boys were like, he's in the laundry room. And then they arrested the guy. And the Island Boys didn't get arrested. This guy did. So I don't know if the Island Boys knew. I doubt the Island Boys knew this guy shot an 8-year-old, whether it was whatever reason it was. But, you know, and listen, if it was an accident, that means something a little bit, but you're still fucked. No, you shot an 8-year-old, you're done. If you shot an 8-year-old, you're done, bro. You shot a gun willingly and shot an 8-year-old, you're done. You're done. And if I'm that girl's father, dude, I'm cutting your body off. I'm cutting your body into pieces. Like, dude, that girl's dead. If you shot my daughter, even by accident, like, it would have to be an amazing accident. Like, the accident would have to be so, like, you were trying to save everybody and it ricocheted and killed your daughter. You know, that's a different sort of thing, maybe. But this is bad. You shot an 8-year-old girl and killed her. Bro, if this is my daughter being shot, I would have raided this guy. You know. I mean, dude, I would axe this guy into pieces. Then I would do a seance from the top of a building and jump to my death and hope that the afterlife is us all turning into light and being one with each other. Especially if it was my only kid, obviously. I wouldn't be able to deal with that. The worst thing in the world is anybody out there who has to deal with these type of things. People hurting your kids or your kid getting hurt. The worst news and things you can have happen to you. By the way, the KANE 666 donation is back. So for you people that want to test that out and want to bring back the memories, they're both back. A lot of people asked for them. They're back, man. Give them love. But I do think it does matter if the guy did it by accident. You know, even to hear him say like, listen, man, I don't care if I'm going to jail for life. Like, if I had done it by accident, I'd want people to know, hey, I want my life to be over. I shot someone and killed a girl. I can't live anymore. Take my life. But I want you to know it was by accident. Like, I didn't purposely do it, and it's a mistake, which doesn't make it any better, really. But, you know, because, and this guy's like, oh, hide my gun or whatever. Dude, like, see, that's the thing is, I don't know what's wrong with me mentally. Maybe I'm too self-hating or something, but if I accidentally shot an 8-year-old girl, I would not want to live. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be caught by the police necessarily. I mean, I'd want to give the family closure by saying, like, hey, on that night I was attempting to get payback on somebody for this drug situation, whatever, and I did this by accident, and I can't live with it, and I apologize. There's nothing I can say, but I am taking my own life now. I deserve it, and you know what I mean? I hope that brings the family comfort. Goodbye. You know what I mean? That would be what I would do. I wouldn't be like, hide the gun and I want to hide somewhere, you know, and live my life on the run or go to jail. You know, I would be like, no, bro, I'm taking myself out. I just took out a kid. No, I'm done. I'm done. Even if I was a bad guy, I feel like I'd be like, fucking, I'm not living with this. But I guess if you're a real bad guy, you don't give a shit about anything. So, I mean, hey, you know, I guess that's the point, is a bad person just doesn't care. Bro, I take out a life, I'm taking my life. You know, unless it was like, if I'm driving and someone runs out into the road and I'm like, oh my God, and I hit them, you know what I mean? I will have problems living with that, yes. But, I mean, I didn't do it on purpose, and I couldn't even really have done anything to avoid it. And I'm sure I would still feel bad, and I would still have problems with that. But I certainly, if I took out a kid because I had a gun, like, it's like I couldn't do that. I don't know how people do that.
Super chat party.
The Black Greek Mafia. Oh, yeah. What's up, Black Greek?
Their career is over. Wait, it never started.
That's a great point. Yeah, it never started. Well, I would say it started. You know, their viral nature started, but you know, the Black Greek Mafia. Thank you so much for the $2, man. What's up? But you know, I think that they and so that's why I think the Island Boys probably didn't know, you know, 100% what was going on here. Maybe they suspected their friend, you know, of this. But maybe he told them. I don't think they were harboring the guy, though. You know, they gave him up right away. They're like, yeah, he's in the laundry room. I don't know. Fuck this. But I wonder if they probably didn't know. He probably did this in his... Why was he hanging out? I mean, Jesus. They better be careful who they're hanging out with, you know? Because you're already super suspect when you tattoo the shit out of yourself, you know? Unfortunately, you're suspect. Which really, tattooing yourself is just an art form or an expression form. So it's... but the problem is, it can also be a form of, like, you know, mental illness. Like, you're getting so many tattoos, you're fucking stupid. You know, you can't, your mind is so crazy. You're like, let me get another tattoo. Like, it can be a form of just being an idiot as well. You know, tattoos can go two different ways. If you have a lot of tattoos, it might make you a creative person, a very creative person. But if you have a lot of tattoos, it also might mean you're a psycho idiot. You know, it seems to go either way. You know, and you can usually tell. And I think it's with the Island Boys, I think it might be both. You know, I don't know. You know, they're super their minds are always being creative and always rolling and all those sort of things, but I don't know. Who knows? What the fuck is this? Oh, yeah. You mean this guy shot up a Minneapolis police station? Look at that. Oh, yeah, dude, because they're crazy. Most of the people that start problems aren't in either group. You know what I mean? They do something whacked out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm trying to read these tweets and I don't quite understand it. I don't remember that. Everybody at all the rallies is usually an instigator. Basically how it works is like this. If you find out there's going to be a rally or a protest, what happens is everybody knows about it. So an FBI agent or a police person or a person from the other side's group, what they do is they go in and then they do something terrible to spike the whole thing. So you guys are having a rally with 30 people, and then some outsider comes in, pretends he's part of the rally, and he throws a Molotov cocktail at a cop or whatever. You know, it's like that's usually what happens in all groups, in all things. You know, it's never the regular people that are there for the protest. It's always some outsider that goes rogue or whatever. Not always, but a lot of times it's that outsider. It's that because it's so easy to do it, right? It's so easy to gaslight something. It's so easy to do it. We all know this, you know?
Looks like my little lass needs a shaving.
Riff Reaper!
Wrestling is sadly dead. Why? Vince McMahon stopped caring. Joe, please, I need to hear your take on the trailer for Everything's Going to Be All-White, complete racist fucking garbage. Love you, Joe. Keep giving M hell.
What up, Riff Reaper? Riff Reaper, aren't you black? You're black, right, Riff Reaper? Or are you white? I forget. I can't remember what color anybody is. We're all the same color. Riff Reaper, baby. Oh, shit, that's $20, man. Wow. I don't have anything in the $20 spot. I had to fix that, too. The 666 KANE donation is back, and the $9 Brock for $9 for a fuck is back as well. If you guys want to donate, the donations are back, courtesy of, I guess, you guys wanted them back, so they're back. But every time I bring them back, people don't seem to use them. That's why I stopped bringing stuff back, but I don't know if people want it back. Well, give it a try. The link is down below. Streamlabs, Stream Elements, they're both down there. I would use Labs if you can. Or use a Super Chat if you want. Those don't trigger those but they will eventually. Thank you, Riff Reaper. Let's take a look. Everything's going to be white? I'm sure that's probably a fucking hit piece on fucking white people. Listen, you don't need to make white people look worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I always say. Like, we don't need to make white people look worse in 2022, you know, than whatever happened in the past. Like, it's almost like people want white people to be bad again, or to be as bad as they ever were again, or something. Like, it's weird. It's like, yeah, this is old stuff. You know what I mean? What is this? Oh, it's some Showtime show? What the fuck is this? Black conservative perspective, YouTuber I follow, he actually posted about it a day ago. Let's take a look at it. What the fuck is this? By the way, I just looked at the trailer on YouTube. It's only got 1,000 likes. This trailer has been viewed almost 2 million times. It only has 1,000 likes. Guys, this trailer has been viewed nearly 2 million times, and it only has 1,000 likes. Dude, that means there's like 1 million people that would dislike this, or that have disliked this. And it's probably all people, too, by the way. It's probably every race, every person. Everything's going to be all white. 1.8 million views. What is this?
I think what annoys me most about white people is...
Whenever you hear this type of music, that you know you're about to watch a documentary that's warped. Have you ever noticed that in a documentary where they're just going to like completely paint a narrative that music plays? Have you ever noticed that?
Is when they pretend like they're the victim. What's also annoying is when they, when they kill us.
Oh, when you mean when you guys kill each other more than anybody? Have you looked up the stats? I don't know if you have. But maybe she's talking about when racist white people kill people out of racism. Somebody look up the stats for racially motivated murders in the country. You know what bothers me about her is when you knock out Asian people for no reason. See, you can do this with anything. You can make a we can make a 1-hour show on how any race is evil. You can make I could make a 1-hour documentary on how like Asian people are a problem, white people are a problem, black people are a problem. Anybody can make a 1-hour documentary on how that's the problem. You know what I mean? Anybody could do that. But if you're that mean-spirited enough to want to do that, I mean, I'm not, so I couldn't do it.
When they kill us.
What is fragile about whiteness when everything has been constructed around it?
Every part of who I am has been distorted or criminalized.
It's really just a bunch of white lies.
We're storming the Capitol!
You're not patriots. You're ridiculous.
That guy isn't a patriot. That guy was at BLM rallies. They just showed this guy. This guy was at a BLM rally. This guy was at Black Lives Matter rallies. This guy was at LGBTQ rallies. This guy was at the White House on the 6th. He walked in the White House peaceful on the 6th. He's a mentally ill weirdo who's probably paid by the FBI to be at all these events. I don't know. Or he's just crazy. But I love how they show him and they're like, you're not a fucking... It's like, this... Why was he at... This guy is a weirdo.
You're not patriots. You're ridiculous.
One of the definitions of American whiteness is ignorance.
I'd probably agree with that one. I'd probably agree that there's a lot of ignorance. But I think there's a lot of ignorance with a lot of people. But I do think that there's a lot of... But there is a lot of ignorance with a lot of people. And with maybe with white people, too. But there's a lot of ignorance with a lot of people. We've already heard it here in this video with stats, like, you know. But there is a lot of defensiveness and ignorance. That's probably true. I'd probably agree with that one.
White people, we are not your problem. You are.
Should white people today feel any responsibility for...
I do agree that white people are everybody's problem right now. They're the ones telling everybody what to do, and they're the ones trying to control the narrative on every race, and they're the ones who treat minorities like pets. It's true. They're the ones who treat them like pets. Mostly the left-leaning ones for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. It's like a God complex or something.
For slavery.
Hell yeah.
White Jesus or black Jesus?
Jesus was not white. Think of geography.
Bro, Jesus wasn't white or black. Jesus was like fucking Middle Eastern tanned. Or tan. He wasn't white or black.
No way Jesus walked around with blonde hair and blue eyes.
That's definitely true. Isn't that always hilarious when you see Jesus looking like he's Irish? He's like got red hair with blue eyes. You're like, that's not fucking Yusuf. That's not Jesus. Oh my God, that's funny though. That's true. That is a funny thing. That's a true thing. And what's funny is like it's true. Like you'll see black people make Jesus black, and they'll be like black Jesus in their house because they're like obsessed with he's got to be black. Just like white people are obsessed with, oh, Jesus has to be more white. You know, it's just so funny. But it's all just a sales gimmick. It's just so you'll go to Sunday Mass and give them money. He's a fucking marketing tool, you idiots. Fucking Jesus is a marketing tool to sell you Sunday Mass and stuff. To look more relatable to you. That's why white people made Jesus look more white. And that's why a lot of black people argue that Jesus is black. It's like, no, he wasn't. He was like tan. And he was Middle Eastern. More. And you know what? Who cares anyway what color he was? Because he didn't say that only love these certain people. You know, it's like, everybody does this though. And it is hilarious. And it's just like, people are obsessed with their own race in a weird way. And I don't understand it. We are all the same fucking humans. Fuck color.
White culture fears the end of the world.
For us as Native people, the end of the world already happened, like, multiple times.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with a Native American. You know what I mean? But the end of the world, I am going to argue that, actually. I'm going to argue that. White people fear the end of the world, but the end of the world has already happened for us multiple times. I guess you missed when Ireland was conquered by white people. You know? I guess you missed the white colonies that were enslaved by black people in Africa. I guess you missed the Irish people that were enslaved and their entire lives were destroyed. Like, I guess you missed all the villages that were killed, raped, and plundered over the years. Bro, this is not the first time that a group of people's land was taken and they were genocided. The Mongolians, Asia, 100 times over the years, the world ended for everybody. You're just the latest. The latest thing to happen and people to be conquered and screwed over was the Native Americans by the white people that came from Europe. But that's not the first, last, or certainly not the first time it's happened. It's happened a million times over the years of thousands of years to everybody in different areas. So to just say that all white people fear the end of the world, but it's already happened to you. Yeah, actually, what it really is most people think about the end of the world. Most people think about the end of the world sometimes. And most people, everybody has a tribe, that's why we're tribal. You know what I mean? Everybody has experienced the end of their tribe or the end of their colony at some point. You know, recently, though, it's been, I would say you're right. Native Americans, it's going on right now. Other places right now. It's happening to other people right now. So they don't fear the end of the world? It's just you? I don't understand. I guess I don't understand this point. See, this is how you can get, like you can just start thinking, oh, it's all these type of people, it's all those type of people. You know what I mean?
Multiple times.
It's happened multiple times to every race, depending on where you live.
Symbols and monuments, these are mementos of racism.
Bring that statue down. Put up a TCBY yogurt or something everybody can get behind.
I think everybody can get behind some yogurts. You know what I mean? I don't really understand memorializing people who were, if somebody was actually like advocating for like we need slavery, I don't know why you would keep that statue up in the public. I don't understand that. I never did. You know what I mean? And over time, people change their perception of what the statue means. Like, oh, the statue just meant he fought for us in the South, and that's what it means. But it's like, if the guy actually advocated for slavery and things like that, I would, obviously, I don't know why we have a statue for that person. So I do agree in a way with those, sort of. But I don't agree with taking down the statues of people like Abraham Lincoln and shit. Like, it's fucking weird.
The truth has to be told about history.
Yeah, the truth is never told about history. I got news for you. Even if you tell it, it will be wrong as well. Nobody ever tells the right truth about history for whatever reason that is. We all know this because we learned stuff in school, and then when we got out of school, we learned other stuff about it, and we went, wait a minute, what the fuck? What? That's been forever. What is it? What do they say? The winners write the history books or whatever? That's what it is. And it's always bullshit. All history is always got some kind of warped version of it.
We have to make sure that these stories are told from our perspective.
There's always hope. You know what I'm saying? We don't give up.
It's about obliterating systemic and institutionalized racism.
This is a wild place, y'all. It's a wild place. I know Harriet and Frederick be up there just like, what is they gonna do?
That lady's clearly a psychopath. But anyway, that I definitely, that seems cringy to me. I probably won't watch that. But there are some things there are some things in there. And yeah, natives have slaves as well. black slaves have black people have black slaves too. Yeah, it's weird. They never talk about that. But so, you know, what they're doing is they're trying to weaponize a bad scar. You know, it's like this. It's like if you have a neighbor up the street, and your neighbor up the street, you know, 10 years ago robbed a store, and 10 years later your neighbor is a better person, your neighbor doesn't rob stores anymore, but your neighbor goes outside one day, and your neighbor's dog, he's walking his dog, and the dog, you know, accidentally starts to try to pee on someone's lawn. And the neighbor's like, hey, no, Muffins, get off the lawn. And they pull the dog away, and they get the dog to stop peeing on your lawn. And then they're like, bad dog, and then they walk away. And then that neighbor goes, what a piece of shit that guy is. His fucking dog pissed on my lawn. So then they go look up his arrest record. And then they start being like, this is the problem with people like this in our neighborhood. People like this guy who shoplifted 10, you know, and it's like you're like character assassinating this guy over something from 10 years ago. It's just sort of like a weird, unnecessary thing. And then you start saying that like this guy could teach our kids like how to shoplift and all these other things, and you just start going wild on this person. It's just so dishonest. You know what I mean? And that's sort of like what some of cancel culture does and other things like that. It's just unnecessarily being a bad person, you know, just for no real reason. You know, it's just stupid. Why would you do that? Oh, shit. He's back. He's back.
My name is Kane, and I'm donating.
By God, it's Kane. Fuck the island fags.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm an island boy. I like the Island Boys, unless they're involved with killing 8-year-olds too, and then I don't like them. But Shell, thank you, Shell.
My God, it's gonna be Kane. My face is fucking falling off my face. My God, oh my God, the dono's back.
The donation's been gone for 1.5 years, and it is back. After a 1.5 year absence, he's back to set people ablaze. Thank you, Shell, for the 666 Kane donation. It's great to have it back. Feels good. Sounds like White's finger pointing after cop shootings. Chase, what up, Chase? That's what I like, man. I like to have discussions and talk about shit. You know, winners write the history. There you go. That's the saying. There's no way I could watch this and not come out a full-blown racist. Shell, thank you. That's true, Derek. Derek's got a good point. Yeah, man, I don't want to demonize anybody. Like I wouldn't feel good watching a documentary called, you know, They'll Never Change, or you know what I mean, like, and then it's a documentary about like black people, and it's like how the murder rate and the drugs and the ghettos and the gangs and how people act around the world who are black. You know, you could make a documentary on that, about all gun violence, attacks, and you could go around the world to France, UK, Africa, and America, Canada, and you could make a documentary called like some sort of horrible thing called like They Never Learn, or like, you know, whatever. And it's like, dude, I wouldn't watch that either. I would not watch that, because just because I know that all groups and all people and all things have parts that they do wrong and don't do as well and have different patterns and things like that and whatever, I'm not going to watch a documentary that demonizes a race. You know, that shames a race, that demonizes a race. I'm not going to do it, because you're never going to convince me that any race is a problem 100%. You know what I mean? The only problem is, you know, certain cults and things like that, like people that get involved with gangs, people that are poor, certain religions control people, because any religion is capable of controlling people to violence. It's been proven throughout the history, almost any religion. I don't know about Buddhism. I don't know if Buddhism ever has. Somebody could maybe give me an education on that. I don't know, but most religions have violent pasts and have violent tendencies at some point and create violence. Every group of people is capable and has done it as well. So I'm never going to watch a documentary. I'm never going to watch a documentary that demonizes people. You know? I understand that everybody has done wrong things and there's certain problems with demographics, but yeah, man, I'm just not going to watch it. It makes me like, I'm not going to, because it's going to make you start to feel a certain way, and that's what it's supposed to do. And I won't do that. There's only good people and there's bad people. There's good people and there's bad people. That's all there is. I don't care what class of anything you're in. If you're good, you're good. So I'm not going to watch any documentaries that demonize anybody. Certainly not going to watch one that demonizes me. Like, I mean, that's a little crazy. But obviously Showtime is sick. And obviously they want us at war with each other. And it works on some people. You know, it's crazy. It works on many people. It works. The war works. But there are so many people that it doesn't work on. Even of the opposite races and stuff. It doesn't work on them. They go, no, I know what you're doing, and I'm not going to fall for it. So, yeah, I refuse to watch anything that demonizes anybody. You know, I mean, like that. You know, and obviously it's happening. I'm not going to watch that because I'll probably agree with 30% of it. I'll be like, that's a good point. Yeah, it's good. You know, 30% of this has a good point in a way. But 70% of it's probably going to be disingenuous gaslighting of violence, which is a bad idea. We don't need that now. So I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to say that it shouldn't have been made. Make anything you want. You shouldn't ban anything. I don't think we should ban it. It's a little weird that Showtime would put that out, but hey, you know, I'm not for banning anything. If you want to make a documentary like that, I mean, go ahead. The people have spoken. The people have spoken, you know, on the fucking documentary. It's got 2 million views. And 1,000 people liked this. That's it. Only 1,000 people of millions. I mean, let's look at the comments on the video. Let's look at the comments right now. The fact that this isn't a parody or even satire is truly appalling and terrifying, someone wrote. I love how these comments down below have more likes than the actual video. We don't need a dislike button to show how we as a community feel. This isn't a documentary to end racism. It's a documentary to encourage it. As a black man, this is frankly embarrassing. I have friends from all races and religious backgrounds. The creators of this can't seriously think that it's okay to talk about other human beings this way. No one should ever have to take blame for something they didn't do. That's what this video is dehumanizing white people. That's what this video is, and black people are calling it out. As a black man, this is the most divisive video I've ever watched. This is why racism in this country will never end. They are asking for segregation to come back. A more appropriate title for this show would be Keep Racism Alive. This comes across as shamefully hurtful to race relations in our already hurting country. I'm seriously heartbroken that this approach felt right to some people. Look at these comments. As a black man, this is pathetic. Stop crying. I don't understand how you can live your whole life blaming the boogeyman for all your problems. Get over it. What do you want? Grow up and make your own path. I'm an immigrant from the Philippines. This hurt my heart. I didn't come over to see everyone fighting each other over color of skin. Bro, Showtime, you're fucked. This comment section is full of black Americans, African American people. This comment section is full of minorities. Like, more than half of the comments are black people. And they are coming to defend white people. And they're coming to say they don't like the way this movie is. There's white people speaking up as well, but man, the comments are fucking crazy. There are 12,000 comments on this video. 12,000 comments. 12,000 comments. And there are only 1,000 likes on this video. 1,000 likes. 12,000 comments to 1.8 million views. So 1.8 million views. Only 1,000 people decided to click a like on the button. 12,000 people decided to, most of them, 95 to 98% of those comments are people telling you that this is fucked. And that's why they're trying to divide us, by the way. Do you see why they're trying to divide us? Because we're too united. We're actually more united than people understand. We are way more united than any of you and me understand. Especially before the last 5 years. Think about this. Probably about 8 years ago, we were so united. We were so united. And we were already united before that, but we became very united around September 11th. And then we really started becoming even more united over the years. And we are so united that they needed to bring up the race stuff and do all the things that they've been doing in the social media for the last 8 years to 10 years, especially last 5 years. That some people have been divided. Only some people, though. But there are a lot of divided people, but they got some people to weaken, right? Some of those people fell off and they're in that hatred divide location. But most of us are still united. And the more they do this, the more it exposes what their game is. And it doesn't mean that there aren't problems, because there still are problems. And it doesn't mean that there isn't racism, because there is, and there is always going to be problems. It means that even though that's true, most people, including minorities and non-white people, aren't fooled. They're not going to be gaslit by your bullshit. They understand the real problems are there, but they're not jumping to the sword and the gun because you said you better hurry and shoot, you know? And that's the thing. So that video is being destroyed by minorities and white people. So that's about all. That's about it, man. So I appreciate you sending me that video and trailer. It's a dishonest looking weird fucking documentary designed to make you hate white people. It's not designed to, it's not designed to show the history. It's designed to create current chaos. There are plenty documentaries that would actually tell you about systematic racism and racism things over the past and the years that come out that are honest, that tell you the real deal about what happened and honestly. And you can watch it and you can come out thinking like, yeah, man, we got to be careful never to let that happen again, What a great documentary. But this documentary is not a documentary. It's like a hit piece on a race. It's just weird. It's bizarre. Damn.
Super chat party.
Mr. Pico Boulevard, what's up?
Everyone sucks. Metallica had right idea. Kill 'em all.
Everybody sucks. Metallica had the right idea. Kill them all. Mr. Pico, thank you. Ramen No Broth says, Joe, I think things are shifting back. People are starting to see how horrible and divisive they are. I think you're right. I think people are starting to go, wait a minute. And this is what happens when you go after Alex, when you go after Alex Jones, right? These people went after Alex Jones, and it's hard to defend him, and people are like, yeah, he deserved it or whatever. But when they start going after people like Joe Rogan, and when you start going after other people that are kind of good, that's when stuff like that is what makes people go, wait a minute, wait a second. They've sort of shown their hand at this point. It's like, didn't Joe Biden write the 1994 crime laws that put black people in jail. You know? Didn't he also write all these other things? It's like, at some point you can't hide anymore your bullshit. You know? So I don't know what's going on here, but it does feel like somebody's coming up with something. I don't know. Island Boys are their acquaintance was arrested in Florida because he was involved in a drive-by shooting that killed an 8-year-old girl, which is awful. And this guy was arrested in their home. He tried to get the Island Boys to hide his gun, and they were like, "No, what the fuck are you doing?" And then he hid in the laundry room, and then the cops arrested them because the Island Boys were like, "I don't know, he's in the laundry room." So I don't know how close they were together, you know, to knowing him, but that is the story that we've talked about here today so far.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete. I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers.
Oh, no.
I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Dr. Umar Johnson is here.
You white devils don't get it, you being Black History Month. I would like to think that we will get some respect. We came on this slave ship 500 years ago and we need our respect. I love Brother Joe, but your white skin can't help me at this time.
Dr. Umar Johnson, thank you for the $10, my friend. Thank you, sir. Well, guess what? I came on a boat willingly to this country many years after you were brought here. So it wasn't my fault, goddammit. I was coming from a different place. Dr. Umar Johnson coming in with the $10. Thank you, sir. I understand. I will torture myself for you. I will torture my third-born in hopes that you forgive my sins of my families. Oh, no, what the fuck we're saying right now. Oh, man. That's pretty funny. That is kind of funny. Why don't you look at his look?
Look at his look! How he looks!
You shoot me?
Joe, I swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe Cronin!
Jesus. Oh, it's back! It's back! $9 for a fuck!
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming, and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Hey Joe. Hey to all you guys in the chat.
Yo.
I sorta see you, haha. Oh, and the Kane dono makes me miss Null Death.
I know, I miss Null Death. He might still actually be around. Shell, thank you so much. Shell, thank you. Shell, the only one to step up to the old donos. I don't get it, man. People beg for these things. I bring them back and nobody does them. I don't care. That's why I don't bring stuff back. I swear to God, people say they want it back and they never do. But Shell, thank you. Shell wanted them back, and Shell is showing the love. So thank you, Shell. Good to see you. I know you're dealing with real bad eye problems, so that was probably kind of difficult for you to donate that. So thank you so much. Shell, you'll go to hell. Yeah, Null Death, I don't know where he went. It's like the old school crew, like Bad Omen, 666, Null Death, Nay. Remember Nay? Those old timers. We had Lemon show up the other day, for God's sake. Hadn't seen Lemon in a long time. Riff Reaper said, Joe, in 2022, there'll be a big red wave. I agree. I agree with you, man. There's going to be a lot of independent and Republicans elected in the next 4 years because people have had enough of whatever's going on right now, you know, and so... and I'm not necessarily that I rooted for that ever in my life, but I'm just telling you, the fact of the matter is, as an independent now myself, who's not left or right, I've never voted right in my life. I never, ever voted right in my life. I've always voted left or independent, but usually left. I wouldn't vote for any of those left people, other than Tulsi Gabbard. So I can just tell you that if I'm a pretty hippie-like person myself, and I refuse to vote for anybody on that side. So what's left? Independence and rights. So you're gonna see a huge red wave, because you allow these psychopaths to control stuff. You're gonna see it's gonna be all right everything for like 8 years, probably. Dude, you're looking at an eight years of right-wing leadership. It's coming. 100% it's coming. There's no way it's not, because people are freaked. So you're going to see first-time Republican voting African Americans and Hispanics, like from different Latino, whether they came from Mexico, other countries who are now American citizens. You might even see a lot of Asian conservative voting, because Asians, it's always tough with Asians because Asians are very science and math focused, but they're also pretty focused in usually logic, and a lot of them have been denied college and things like that because they're too smart, and that's crazy. And the party that would support their brilliance is the right. So you're going to see a lot of right-wing Asians move more conservative because they're being told they can't come to school because they're too smart. So you're going to see Asian people voting more conservative. You're going to see Hispanic people voting more conservative. You're going to see African Americans who see what's going on now voting more conservative. And you're going to see a lot of white people who were liberal voting conservative. So you're going to see that's just what's going to happen. I'm not even saying I'm rooting for it or not. That's just what is going to happen. I mean, that's it. That's the fact. I mean, it's just that's what's going to happen. It's the facts. I took a 2-hour test. We've already been over this a million times. I took a 2-hour test to see what my political beliefs were. I mean, dude, I took 2 hours of my life to take a political test and to find out where I would lie. And you guys saw those results. My results are hilarious. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't expect, the type of results that I got. They were kind of a mixed bag, but I mean, like, I had some weird I got some weird results, bro. And I'm trying to find them now because they're just so funny. They're the funniest results. But I agree with them. I mean, I took the thing as honest as I could. You know what I mean? And I got the results, that I think a lot of people would have expected. I don't know here. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. What's up, John? How you doing, man? Hey, I appreciate that. The other day I saw you became a $5 patron. Johnny J in the $2 patron spot, man. Thank you so much for that. You are a mega beast with a heart on. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it. I can't, dude, if you spend that much time taking a test, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I can't believe I spent 2 hours on this test. Here it is. I spent 2 hours. I answered over 200 questions from, like, what would you do about the border if this happened to that? What would you do about food, health care, abortion? Like, just hundreds of questions. Like, some questions had, like, multiple different questions about each topic. It was crazy. 200 questions, guys. These are my results. These are the most accurate results ever. And they're hilarious results. 82% of my views fell on libertarian. 74% of my views fell in the Green Party. I don't even understand how these rankings happen, because that doesn't make any sense, because 82% and 74% is like over 100. But I guess after I voted on everything, it said that you most likely, like, I guess 82% of my answers related to libertarian, 74% of my answers related to green. I don't know. I don't even know how this works, but I spent 2 hours on the test, and it was said to be one of the best tests there was for this. And the first half of the test was on current stuff. The other second half was on stuff of the past and of, whatever, worldwide issue. It was just crazy, man. It took a fucking long time, but I wanted to know. Libertarian and then Green Party is my second thing. Constitution is the third thing, which is, I mean, dude, all right, look at how close these two are. That's what's funny about me. That's why when I say I'm in the middle and stuff and people go, you're a fence sitter or whatever, it's like, no, I'm not a fence sitter. I literally believe this way. Like, this is my mind. Dude, how hilarious is this? Constitution and socialist are almost tied. Like, I'm almost tied for both of these things. Right-wing individualism, right? Which makes sense. I like the idea of individualism, being who you are, getting what you can be who you want to be. You're in control of what you're doing in many ways. And having that individualism, which is almost a left thing too. But then socialism, which is big government and multiculturalism, it's like because I believe that the country, there are certain things we can implement in the country and in states that could support everybody if need be in emergency situations, or to create an overall better, healthier society. And sometimes, we could use the help of our our country as a whole. But I also really always liked JFK's, what can you do for your country, not what can your country do for you. So the individualism outweighed the big government, but they're pretty close. It's a wild sort of closeness there.
Super chat party!
Oh, yeah?
I'd give Shell 2-hour test. It's called a pap smear.
Oh. What the fuck is wrong with you, Mr. Pico? Jesus. God damn, you're weird. What the hell? He's gonna molest you, Shell.
Pussy.
Oh. Shelly's gonna molest you, I'm telling you. So we got libertarian, green, constitution, socialism, peace and freedom. Dude, you know what I love about this? Peace and freedom is above Democrat and Republican. like I have peace and freedom. I'm more of the peace and freedom party than I am Democrat or Republican. That's hilarious. And I don't think, obviously I'm not too politically correct though, yeah. But I think where the peace and freedom things, and it says politically correct, because that's a little concerning when I see that. But I mean, obviously this is really low on my list, but if somebody tells me that they identify as a woman and they're transitioning and they're a woman now, I call them what they want. I don't be like, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck you. I don't do that. So I'm assuming that's the political correctness that you're seeing there in that spot there, that I'll politically, I will respect you in real life as a human and what you want to be called. But at the same time, I still will, wonder about things and I'll make fun of it though. So it's it's one of those things. But that's why it's lower on the list probably. But again, interesting stuff here. BD Skeleton's back in the house, dropping $1. What's up, BD Skeleton? Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, BD Skeleton. Thank you so much, man. You want to start a show? I don't know. But, yeah, interesting list. Okay. Thank you. It was weird. But I guess if you had to go with the top four are these because they're in the 70s. Everything else is below 70, right? Like Peace and Freedom, Democrat and Republican are all in the 40s for me. But the top four are these: Libertarian, Green, Constitution, and Socialist. So it's funny because Libertarian would be considered more right, Green would be left, Constitution would be considered more right, Socialist would be considered left. So it's like right, left. It's just a funny grouping of of things. But yeah, man, I mean that's why it's really when someone I did this so that if anyone ever says like, "Oh, you're fucking liberal," I can be like, "Nope, I'm not," and take a look at this list. And if someone ever says, "Oh, you're a fucking right-wing person," or whatever, I can be like, "Nope, not really, because look at this list." But I mean, I guess they could get me with libertarian winning, but I mean, it's libertarian's not even, it's not the same. So interesting. What's the name of that test? I will send you the link to the website. You can do a 15-minute one, you can do a 1-hour one, and then you can do the crazy one. The crazy one will cost you $5. I spent $5 and took the crazy one. It's wild. Tex, you should get a pap smear. You should let someone fondle around in your private place. Freedom over Satanism. I'm an individualist, says Tex. And it's almost similar to a hippie in a way. Individualism is very similar is a little similar to hippie, right? A little bit. But more an individualist is a little more like it's sort of like selfish, but without hurting anybody else. You're just sort of like, I'm gonna be my own thing. Leave me out of it. Where a hippie is like, I'm gonna be my own thing, man, but do you need help with that water? But then an individualist might also help you. An individualist might be like, oh, you ran out of sugar? Listen, your car's broken down. I'll run up the path and I'll bring you the sugar. That's why I think they're kind of, in a way, they're sort of similar in ways. Being a bit of a hippie and being an individualist. I think both of them are somewhat similar in those ways. They're more passive versions of left and right. Very interesting stuff. If you go research some of the people involved in those names. I mean, names, I don't really like the names and the categories, We're all so different, and so on a giant spectrum of gray that to try to pigeonhole everybody is stupid. But we'll see what happens, man. Broken Lion, yeah, he's somebody that I don't know what happened to Broken Lion. I've always wondered. He did get really busy with his life at one point, I know that, but yeah, I miss Broken Lion too, man. He came back a little while ago, not that long ago, but yeah, I don't know what happened to Broken Lion. I miss Broken Lion. Broken Lion. We need some new blood on JCS, no doubt about it. What up, Garguts? How you doing, man? As we're probably getting ready to wrap it up here, I've been on for over an hour talking about the Island Boys. Is wrestling dead? We really didn't talk a lot about wrestling. You guys had all these questions about politics and things and topics about that shit, so I just went with whatever the donation topics were, but we didn't talk a lot about wrestling being dead, so maybe I'll do that on Patreon. You have voted over 200 votes, man. You guys think the Island Boys are going to be arrested over the next 5 years, or at least one of them will be. And Kodak Black in second. Bad Bunny is last. Donald Trump is third. I think I agree with this, except I would switch Island Boys with Kodak Black. I think it's more likely that Kodak Black gets arrested again, and it's less likely the Island Boys do, because I think they're just kind of like innocent lovables. I don't think they understand. But maybe they could be arrested. Maybe they're worse than I realize. But I think Kodak Black probably is number one. Island Boys number two. And I do believe Bad Bunny probably is number three. Probably less likely to get arrested. Because I think Bad Bunny is smart. So I don't think he would really get arrested. And I think Trump could only be the only reason I think Trump could be is because of how hard everybody's going at him, and maybe like the FBI comes up with something. You know, who knows? So I'd probably put him, third on the list. So I'd keep him where he is. I mean, if Hillary was on the list, I'd put her number 2 maybe. But these people will never go to jail. Rich people just, but you never know. But yeah, you guys have voted Island Boys number 1, man. They are, the Island Boys are in trouble, according to this group of people. Oh God, Pelosi, Aunt Tifa. Oh my God, Pelosi. Can you imagine Pelosi? Hi everybody, good morning, Sunday morning. I thought we would first talk about Can you imagine if Nancy Pelosi was president? Dude, just end my life. What up, Deftones? Johnny Bravo, what's up, dude? Devato is here. Buenos tardes. You meth head devil worshippers. Yeah, Alex, always good for a sound clip. I will say Ronda Rousey concedes she can take WWE fan criticism personally. We knew this about Ronda, from WrestlingInc.com. We knew this about Ronda, that she's kind of like soft, that she got angry at the fans, and she is mentally a little bit, soft. I really love Ronda. I love her on the mic when she just rattles off shit on the mic. I've enjoyed her. She's been one of the more entertaining things about WWE, sadly for WWE. You had to bring in a UFC fighter to be one of your most entertaining things. It's pretty sad, bro. But, I've agreed with that Ronda has been, one of the better things, and we've criticized her, but she's taking it personally when people criticize her, apparently. And we knew that. And that's part of the reason that she didn't mind leaving. I know that, the baby stuff, obviously that's a big thing, right, obviously. But, I think she had issues with the criticism, and I think she's got to just, realize you're always going to get hate. No matter, you could be doing a great job, you're going to get hate. Embrace wrestling criticism, because you're going to get paid either way. It's not like me. If I embrace criticism about me, well, maybe a lot of people will stop watching, and I get criticized. It's like that matters. I lose money. The criticism goes along with financial hurt, which, I mean, God knows I'm in major trouble right now. But, if you're Ronda Rousey, who cares? You're getting paid millions of dollars. So if 30% of the audience is always going to bash you no matter what you do, fucking smile. Smile to the bank if you're Ronda Rousey. You're never going to change the minds of some people, and a lot of these people are mongoloids. So don't worry about it. Now, maybe there are some things that, you could be criticized for, but whatever. Who cares? You're fucking making millions. Or even if you're making hundreds of thousands, it doesn't matter. You're fucking making money. It doesn't matter what anybody does or says. Or if they do something bad with you. Literally, Ronda Rousey, go look at every wrestler ever. They've had periods of their career where they did bad things, they made a mistake, or they were booked horribly, or they had bad runs, or whatever. Most wrestlers have that. So to sit there and fixate on the negativity, or even if you did do something terrible, it's so stupid. I don't know. I can't believe she lets it get to her. I mean, I get it, but it's like, don't let this get to you. You're getting paid millions of dollars. Who cares that doesn't matter. Now, if people were criticizing you and you were losing your income because of it, yeah, you might want to get worried, and you might take it hard that you came up with ideas and things to do and nobody supported you and people pulled their pledges and stuff like that. That would, maybe cause a bigger mental scar. Maybe I'm being selfish here talking about myself, where it's like, hey, if I'm not funny, if I don't do a good show, if I don't give people some kind of entertainment or things to talk about, they're gonna stop donating, or they're gonna take their pledge away. And when I make a mistake and I go, man, that really sucked. That show was bad, or my shows have been bad, and then the money goes away too. It's like it's directly affecting me. I do take that bad sometimes, but I keep fighting to do it. So why would Ronda Rousey, someone who gets paid millions of dollars, is a celebrity, and regardless of her segments being good, bad, ugly, or whatever, you're going to get paid anyway. So I guess I just don't feel bad for that. I don't relate to it, and I don't feel bad for it because, I don't know, man, I feel like Like, how can you be stressed about that? Who cares? You know? You gotta have a bigger backbone than her. Then she's gotta have a bigger one. And if she has a bigger one, she'll be fine. I don't know. I just wouldn't even read the shit if I was her. You know? Or I would read it, but I'd remember the positive stuff too. You know, remember the positive and then find out what negative stuff is trending about you. And typically it's because it's a slow news day or no news day or something like that. But either way, I've uploaded a bunch of songs to Patreon that you guys might have missed. If you're on Patreon, make sure you're in the right tier. You know, and as you've seen over the last couple of days, I've been showing you guys the $25 producers, and I'll have that list updated tonight. So I hope you guys stop by and check out Patreon. Give some love to the Patreon. There is the link to Patreon. If you want to become a patron, feel free to become one. Join up. Check it out. And that's about it, man. I'm getting a call from my mom. And I will catch you guys. Oh, I just dropped my pen. I will catch you guys possibly tonight again. Or for at least a podcast that I'm going to be putting up on Patreon. Try to get a hold of me if you'd like. I've had some emails recently where people wanted to be on the show and do things like that. So if that's you, just reach out to me again. Give me an update. Let me know. And we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? We'll see what's up. But Island Boys, man, their buddy or their acquaintance getting arrested for a drive-by shooting as they get SWAT breaks into their home, takes them away. And we'll talk more about Is Wrestling Dead maybe later tonight or in my podcast on Patreon. I'm not sure which one, but somewhere I'll get that in because I have a lot kind of to go in on about that. But I like Ronda Rousey, you know? I like her. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see you tonight. Thank you so much. And jump on Patreon. Give it some love from above. Let's hear the song as we get out of here.
Easy music.
I'll see you tonight. Thanks for having fun in the chat, man. Thank you guys.
I'm an island boy. I'm full-gazing. I'm an island boy. I put my vest on, yeah. I'm an island boy. Trying to make it to the top. From Caribbean. I'm an island boy. Yo, I'm an island boy.
Purchase your tracks today.
I'm an island boy. I'm an island boy. Yo, I'm an island boy, trying to make it to the top. If you don't like me, you can suck my fucking cock. I'm worth a lot, cause I got so hot on TikTok. I can have your bot fucking shot, not for a lot. Think about that before you start to talk. Running the talk, yeah, end up in chalk on the floor like that. Don't fuck with me or you'll
Body
end up
goes
dead
flat.
like that.
Easy music.
I'm an island boy. I'm full-gazing. I'm an island boy. I'm amazing. Put my vest on, yeah. Trying to make it to the top. I'm an island boy from the Caribbean. I'm an island boy.
Purchase your tracks today.
Motherfucking island boy. Yo, I'm an island boy, trying to make it to the top. I'm an island boy, put my vest on, yeah. I'm an island boy, and I'm full-gazing. I'm an island boy, you might just get shot.
Easy music.